What's good, Black Star Podcast? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Jared. Y'all, let's talk about Vogue, British Vogue to be exact. Um, so apparently having a boyfriend is embarrassing. Now, I'm not saying that. Vogue is saying that shit. Oh yeah, we gonna talk about this. Shout out to Anton. I want you guys to look at this shit. And I'm gonna post this on both the main channel and the secondary channel. So if you guys see it, congratulations. I just wanted to post. I wanted to bring this to both sides of the channels. Look at this.
I wrote, "This piece is having a boyfriend embarrassing now." I know people have been the headline, they're like, "Nah, nah, nah." But listen, for this piece, I interviewed a bunch of women. I spoke to them about why they hide their partners on social media or they like post very inconspicuously about them. You know, some people said it was about privacy and this sort of unique, special privacy that you only afford your romantic partner. A lot of people spoke about the evil eye and this idea that, oh, if I post my partner, then people who are jealous of me will somehow, through their terrible vibes, ruin my relationship. Some people said that they felt as if they were scared to post because what happens when someone comes to them as a woman, or what happens when they break up and they have to, delete all the posts. And there's this whole feeling of like shame of having tried and failed to find love. And then there was a really interesting point that came across both people in relationships and single people, and this idea that like being in a relationship with a man and showcasing it to the world in and of itself was an embarrassing thing to do. And that's what I really wanted to get into. There was this idea of there not being a solidarity with other women. There was this idea of like a relationship just by default being something that rendered you quite uncool. I spoke about this podcast I came across where they were talking about, is it lame to have a boyfriend? And they say, when I meet a girl and she has a boyfriend, I automatically just kind of put her in a box or in a category, and I just don't feel as inspired or engaged by her. And then when someone doesn't, I feel like they have so much life and prospect and they are just entertaining and fun, and I kind of feel empowered by their individualism. But interestingly, the girls talking about this on the podcast, agreeing with this idea that like girls without boyfriends are cool, are also in relationships themselves. And so I was thinking so much about how it is very uncool to be a boyfriend girl. It is very uncool to be a my man person. And I spoke to both just people who are on social, but also content creators and influencers about what happens when they post their partners, right? A lot of them lose a lot of followers, especially if they were already single. And this idea that now you are someone's girlfriend and you're posting about this, it's something that people automatically disengage from.
That's pretty crazy to think that people are so vain and that the world is so against men, because my translation of this is that women just hate men in general. And this is British Vogue. And this is going viral here inside of the United States of America. And women hate men so much that women hate women that are in a relationship with men. And so now it's becoming embarrassing for a woman to say that she has a boyfriend or to post that she has a boyfriend, especially if you're an influencer or a content creator. It becomes an attack, right? Me personally, I think that people should just keep their relationship offline. I've had to learn from that myself. But with regard to women, the level of hate that they have towards each other is incredible.
Do it too. If I follow someone because they, I don't know, post their outfits and all of a sudden it's their boyfriend every day, I'm just like mute. I can't, I came here for a reason. But this is happening like across the board, and like just culturally, I think a lot of like the days of a man being a prize has really changed. It's really, really, really changed. And obviously this has come from like just the empowerment of single women in general, but also just how the trajectory of men and women are going in completely opposite directions. And now we're having to look at heterosexuality with the political lens that we've looked at other sexualities. And we really have to evaluate, if we are a part of this thing, what does it mean? And so it's a really interesting piece. I think people should go and read it and should go and check it out. And I've also found the backlash to it. I think a lot of women in relationships will say, well, I hate all men apart from my man. He is a feminist and he is a this and he is a that, and I shouldn't feel embarrassed and blah, blah, blah. But the thing is, I think we have to be honest with ourselves. If people want to scream like men are trash, I hate all men, men are trash, I hate all men, and then you shack up with a man and you're like, but not my man though, and someone says that's embarrassing, this is the culture that we've created and we've.
This is insane.
You know what? I'm gonna keep it a buck. I'm gonna keep it a stack. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you guys. Ladies, is getting to the point where guys just don't give a fuck anymore. I'm gonna be honest with you, because it's like this. We've created a society to the point where if you show that you have a man and you've been talking like a feminist or been a feminist on your blogs or on your social media profile to the point where it's deemed that you hate men, then you automatically get a man. Then you start saying, "Oh, my man's good. It's all guys. It's all other guys." You become a hypocrite. You are a hypocrite. So you have women out here literally saying and hiding their relationships. And honestly, I don't even think it's because it's embarrassing. And I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. I don't even think it's because it's embarrassing. I think it's because a lot of women want to still play the field and they don't want men to suspect that there's a guy that's occupying that role. The woman wants to have her cake and eat it too. I want the attention of other men while having the attention of my man. That's what it is. At least that's from my standpoint of it. Excuse me. This is so incredibly crazy because it's like, my God, these women are literally so hateful of men to the point where they don't care if they destroy their relationships, if they hide their relationships online, or if they do put their relationships on online. There's so much social pressure from other women saying it's embarrassing for you to have a boyfriend. This is insane to me. Now, women have been saying, where are all the good men? But then when you have a good man, you hide him. As a man, if I'm getting hit by one woman, I'm going to automatically believe she don't love me. Yeah, keep your relationships offline because misery loves company. But still, when you have a profile that literally expresses how you hate men and dislike men, or in your basically, or in this case, not even basically, or in this case, you're having a whole bunch of thirst traps on your fucking profile. It's almost like, you know what? Maybe it's not for me. These women have literally built a society because they always say they want to be like men. They want the same responsibilities of men, and they have it now, unwarrantedly and unqualified, but they have it through social media. They've destroyed the entire dating pool. They destroyed everything and are bitching about the consequences that they've wrought. Ladies, I don't know what to tell you. I really don't.
Hey, bro. I think that this is crazy. This is insane. And of course, she's the one that actually wrote the article. And I don't see anything wrong with what she says because she's just a journalist or an opinionated, person that wrote an article or whatever, so on and so forth. So she's just documenting and then posing a question. But I think that it's embarrassing that women feel as though they have to validate their perspective to other women. And this is why the women that are the happiest hang out with other women that are in relationships. Women that are the happiest hang out with other women that are in relationships and they don't get caught up in the foolishness. They are 100% on point, on top of things, and they don't feel as though they have to validate themselves and the person that they love the most, their best friend, or the person that they spend the majority of their time with, which I think that people should, do whatever is best for them, is usually the person that they're in a relationship with, or their best friends or other people of similar interests and similar backgrounds. But we are so caught up in social media that we feel as though we need to validate ourselves in the mindset of other people. We're going to explore this tonight on After Hours.
Right? And so I think a lot of people want to have their pie and eat it too. But there's nothing wrong with that. But I just think as we become a lot more critical of heterosexuality, I just think you can't sit comfortably in that anymore, which I personally think is a good thing, because it means that we are like deepening heterosexuality. We're thinking so much more critically about what it is we're engaging in, and we're being conscious about our choices, which I think is important. But yeah, go and read the piece. Sorry to drone on and on and on and on and on and on and on. Shout out to everyone that made it to the end of this video.
Vogue just posted an article saying having a boyfriend is embarrassing. I think for men, this is a wake-up call. To the smart, independent woman, good salary, nice place, we provide no benefit. We are no longer the priority. In fact, we're probably a burden to them. We need to realize having a girlfriend is a privilege, and our duty is to raise them up and make them the most successful version of themselves. That might mean doing the laundry and picking up the dishes.
Never.
It might mean working harder to support them so they can go back to school. It might mean just focusing on ourselves more to be the best versions of ourselves, to inspire them to want to do the same. I think a healthy relationship involves both people raising each other up to be the best versions of themselves.
Never have this type of mentality ever. Never, ever simp out. Never let women bully you into thinking that you are less than you really are. If you're the prize, continue to be that. As a matter of fact, I'm of the impression that the best relationships is when a woman actually likes the man more, because you can't worship women. You have to focus on your purpose. And then the woman ultimately is the thing that focuses on you, which doesn't mean that she shouldn't focus also on herself, but she has to like you more than you like her. And so for y'all to then feel as though, and this is why I also hold snow hairs, white men, accountable, because they are the ones that lost their households first. They're so pussy whipped. They so focused on trying to validate their existence and the mindset of women that they're willing to throw themselves under the bus. They're willing to throw themselves under the bus in order to validate the feelings of a woman.
Doing whatever they can to support that person to be able to do that. Right now, I don't think men are doing that.
So what the fuck more are we supposed to do? Crawl on our hands and knees and kiss the ass of every fucking woman out there? Like, I don't understand this mindset. Like, I really don't. So I'm supposed to literally bend over and take it. I don't understand these type of dudes. You see men going out here and doing what we're supposed to do, and then you agree with a fucking article talking about it's embarrassing to have a boyfriend. Well, I'm going to say it like this. If it's embarrassing to have a boyfriend, then it's embarrassing to have a girlfriend that doesn't pay bills. It's embarrassing to have a girlfriend that is, in actuality, probably has a useless degree.
Men don't really provide a benefit. We need to figure out how to provide that benefit so we are no longer embarrassing.
This dude's a clown.
At home, and I just got done reading Is Having a Boyfriend Embarrassing? And as a single woman living alone in her 30s, I have thoughts. First of all, I felt like for a long time when I would be in social settings and I would say like, yeah, I'm 33 and I'm single, I would always get these like sad puppy eyes, like poor her, she doesn't have a boyfriend. So I'm so excited that society is finally switching the narrative. And the reason why I'm so excited is not because I think having a boyfriend is embarrassing. I don't think that at all. In fact, I think in a world filled with hate, seeing love is actually refreshing and a beautiful thing every once in a while. But I think it's so exciting because women are finally waking up to the idea that having a boyfriend is basically the least interesting thing about you.
Why do y'all care so much about what the world thinks?
To me, and this is why I think all they want is to be gratified by a community, gratified by a not a community. They want to just be gratified by a bunch of people online that has no bearing on their lives. They care about the societal view. That's what it is. They care about the societal view. They don't care about you. They care about what another motherfucker got to say. I don't understand it, ladies. I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it a stack with you. Your best friend that's telling you to be single, that'll be the same chick that'll be trying to get with your man the next day. Asking, color it a hunch. That'll be the same best friend that try to that try to get your man. All because she feels like you don't deserve him. Ladies, do yourselves a favor. Stop listening to these hoes. Stop listening to these women that don't give a damn about you. Anyways, like, share, subscribe to channels, podcast, and spot with a comment. See you guys on the flip side. Thanks for listening. Bye, guys.